cut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much. World combat sports. Talking way too much. World combat sports. Talking way too much. World combat sports.
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side Official. No negotiations needed, period. We back with another one. You already know his name, Jerron Boots Ennis. Let me get down to it. Big salute to Jay in the building. What's good, man? Carlos in the building. What's good? Fam, big bro in the building. Mr. Gumbo, AK Hot Grease on deck. Hope all is well out there with your dog. You already know what it is. A fam is in the building. Quality over quantity any day. You know what I'm saying? Any day. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. I know I'm not on every day consistently, but I'm definitely trying to work on that. Just been taking care of family business, yo. BG in the building. What's good with it? Salute to you, man. Today, I'm going to try my best, right, to speak on Boot's name without it sounding like I'm throwing some type of tantrum or being overly disrespectful. Real talk. He's a 28-year-old fighter, black fighter at that, who we have a lot of expectations and hope because the old guard is on their way out. We've been trying to say, we've been trying to figure out who's going to be the next superstar when it comes to black fighters. I've said this years ago, like the old guard is moving out. When we was talking about Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, I said the old guard is on their way out, man. We need to find out who's going to be the next superstar. Like it's easy for another Mexican or Latino boxer. They're a dime a dozen in the amateurs. I told them how when I covered amateur fights, man, I saw a lot of Mexican Latino fighters there for real. In the amateurs, I saw them more than I seen black fighters. But in order for a black fighter to have the persona, the machismo of a Floyd Mayweather, you have to be something special, something different. You know what I'm saying? He had the gift of technique, flair, flash. He had all that. But now the game has changed, man, not just with the way the economic, dilapidation has set a lot of boxing promotions back since the pandemic. But we're talking about just the overall streaming method has changed. Pay-per-view has changed. So when we see Jerron Ennis being touted as the next big fighter, there's a lot of question marks, man. They're stumbling all over the place like they are somewhat inebriated from sipping out that cup of false hope, sipping out that cup of overrated, sipping out that cup of I expected more from you, but you keep on serving me up an ice cold drink of just sit and watch. I'm in the ring, you're not. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna continue to, make money in my backyard and feed you these mediocre, subpar, marginal opponents of mine, these inferior subordinates. That's what I see with Boots, man. It's not that Boots can't fight, y'all. It's just when you get a Luis Malima and he goes in there and literally didn't fight. He went in there and put his guard up and did absolutely nothing. Let's take a look, okay? Let's take a look at an article that was put out there. But let me get the AB in the building. What's good with the AB? I see you on deck, man. Gumbo said, Boots is the new boo-boo. Have skills, still not fight nobody. Holding Eddie hand, shaking my head. Hey man, that's a solid point right there. I try not to compare other black fighters to each other unless it's something positive. I don't know if y'all ever noticed that. I'm not saying I haven't, but I try my best not to compare another black fighter to one that hasn't succeeded or had high expectations, but just didn't give us what we needed. They never quite unwrapped the present. Somebody was calling them the gift of boxing, but they never really quite got past the presentation. I know what Gumbo's talking about with Boo Boo, but Jaron Ennis is supposed to be even bigger than Demetrius Andrade. If you look at it, he's supposed to be the next phenom. They compare him to, hey, he can do it better, and this person need to fight, and that person. I'll give Gumbo that. They were saying that about Andrade at one point in time. They were saying he's the most dangerous fighter that hasn't fought this fighter. So him being a 2-division champion, he finally got that. But Boots, he's a different story. Boots is a different story. Jaron Ennis is a different story, yo. We're gonna get to this article right quick. BG said, I give Boots his credit when he actually beats a credible fighter. True words. True words spoken. True words spoken. Boo Boo Andrade could fight too, but when he fought Top Comp, he got cooked. Sure, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Clay in the building, man. That's a solid point you made, I'm trying not to make it about Bud, even though Ennis has made a portion of his career. He has allotted it to clout chasing Bud's name. Let me take this thumbnail down right quick. Okay. I want to do some required reading because reading is absolutely healthy. It's healthy. Let's go and check out this article by Boxing News 24. It says Jaron Ennis destroys Luis Malima in first round TKO to capture the WBA interim 154-pound title. Philly power erupts in his junior middleweight debut. So that was his junior middleweight debut, y'all. It says Jaron Ennis 35-0, y'all. 35-0, 31 knockouts. This man has 35 victories of fighters that's freaking no one wants to remember when they're intoxicated or sober. It said made a statement on Saturday night, knocking out a badly overmatched Lima, 14-2-10 in the first round in a blistering TKO victory to capture the WBO interim junior middleweight title in the debut at 154 at Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Lima never stood a chance. Let's pause. Bookmark. He wasn't supposed to stand a chance, but why have an opponent in there that doesn't stand a chance? I mean, you're talking about Crawford. He had legitimate, certified, ranked, quality opponents, which the boxing community refused to give him credit for. Here you have Ennis, who's supposed to be the next up-and-coming rising star, and he continued to go to his backyard of the Philly boxing footprint, which there's history. There's absolute history with Philly boxing. But in this modern era, Jerron Ennis has demonstrated that someone don't care about who he brings there. And they're doing such a horrible job at elevating his brand, giving him the proper exposure to get him mainstream. How can this dude ever be international? When if he don't have a fight, you don't hear nothing from him. When he does have a fight, he says the same thing over and over again. It's not like Jerron Ennis cannot fight. He's absolutely beautiful when he put his work on full display and teaches his opposition the curriculum. But what happened when your opposition is not there to be taught? What happened when your opposition is there to teach you their curriculum as you're trying to teach them your curriculum? What happens when you have a 50-50 fight? 35 professional wins, and Eddie Hearns is over here half-stepping? Eddie Hearns is up here half-stepping with boots. I think it's way back. I think they tiptoeing. That is one of the worst debuts, in my opinion, from a so-called star in boxing that I've seen in a long time. I've been on record way back in the day giving Boots a boxing FICO. He was the first boxer that I gave a boxing FICO to. I've seen this long time ago, y'all. You know, people, I'm not looking for credit, but if you go back when Jerron Ennis wasn't even relevant in the boxing conversations, I gave him a boxing FICO. I actually talked about how he made it up through the WBO rankings. I did a full live on that. And you ask yourself, why just Ennis? Why nobody else? Because I seen that he had the potential to be something that stood out from his peers. But just paying attention to him, he's exactly what I thought he would be up to this point. He hasn't proven me wrong, man. If you look on my catalog, there's no other boxer there that I started, that I've ever did a breakdown of how they were elevated and climbed that ladder through the boxer ranking system in their division. Boxing FICO, how I graded Jerron Ennis boxing FICO based off mediocre opponents. I put it out there a while ago, and this guy has absolutely proved me right. Jerron Ennis he's a riddle right now, because what he has on display is he can do this, that, and the other against said name opponent. But said name opponent is not the type of name when it comes to qualifications. Another opponent who has a resume that we can sit up there and provide our data and analytics to, and say, you know what, they have fought some worthy opposition too, just like Boots. They're somewhat have the same resume. We're trying to find somebody who has equal to higher qualifications on their resume to face Boots. Boots is just out here just facing subpar, low-tier opposition as lima beans. This guy literally came off both feet trying to sell a free. He did worse than Bruce Seldon, dog. This dude came out here and was hit with a punch, and he literally leaped off both his feet and hit the ground, hit the canvas. The article goes on to say the Southpaw Lima was knocked down twice in the first round by Boots before he was finished off with a hail, H-A-I-L, a hail of heavy shots. Referee Sean Clark stepped in and stopped the massacre. They call this a massacre. You stop it. Before Ennis could drop the helpless looking Lima for a third time. The official time of the stoppage was at a minute 58 of the first round. You better stop it. How dare you use massacre? How dare you? You trying to take shots? It's only one fighter that has been front and center of a massacre in the last 3 years. And you know his name. The article goes on to say Lima landed a big left hand of his own that woke Boots up initially, leading him to go after him with a powerful right hand that dropped him hard on the canvas. That should have knocked down anybody from 154 to 168. Let me reread this right quick. Lima landed a big left hand of his own that woke Boots up initially, leading him. Hold on for a second. What is going on here? Hold on for a second. Bear with me, y'all. Okay, Lima landed a big left hand of his own that woke Boots up initially, leading him to go after him with a powerful right hand that dropped him hard on the canvas. That should have knocked down anybody from 154 to 168. It's not the same as Lima going down like a sack of potatoes after getting clocked by it. When Lima got back to his feet, he couldn't defend himself and hit with a storm of shots from Ennis, who wasn't letting him have a chance. He wanted to finish him right there on the spot. Now, we all know it's credible, intellectual human beings. We know how to process cognitive visuals that we have in front of us. Whatever our psychological framing, we can look at it. And anybody looking at that video who's seen the replay of Jaron Ennis, slow motion, throwing those shots at Lima to close out the TKO, majority of those shots didn't even land. Majority of those shots didn't land. Jaron was pretty sloppy on this fight. What was going on? Like when he had him up against the ropes early, when he scored the early knockdown, he wasn't really doing anything except welling and throwing a flurry of punches. He wasn't poised and composed like he usually. We're talking about going in there and performing like this against a fighter who only has 14 victories. I thought, from my assessment, Jaron Ennis was a bit wild. I think he fought to the level of his opposition. And you know, this is a guy who has said that when he couldn't get Karen up out of there, he tried to use it like it's hard to get up here and train for your level of opposition like this. Not his words verbatim, but he was pretty much insinuating that he really needs an opponent to get him going. You know? And then he ended up fighting Stantionis. Hey, Stantionis, was he opponent to get him going? But Ennis goes out here and he's just welling away. He wouldn't just go in there, poised, cool, collected, pick his shots to the body. Stay active with the jab. He was just welling away at this opponent. And when I seen Lima, both his feet land and the shot wasn't even like that, I said, yeah, this dude is here to quit. Lima's here to quit. He got up. He acted like he really didn't want to do anything. You know, he landed a couple of shots early on in the first round. But, man, when he was stopped over there in the corner, come on, stop it. Did you see the slow-mo replay? Hardly any of those punches Ennis was landing. I mean, not landing. that he was executing did no damage, little to no damage to Lima for the referee to stop the fight. It's just he was over there just moving around, waiting for a shot, a glove to graze his jawline, just so he can goddamn try to put on another acting class. Trash, man. Jaron Ennis will never, unfortunately, be the face of boxing. It is absolutely impossible. Listen to me. I'm not trying to dog the brother out. It's absolutely impossible for me to project any type of kind words to say, you know what? I see Jaron Ennis in the near future really being the face of boxing. I can't see it. I can't see it with 2020, shawty. I can't see it through a brand new telescope from Temu. I can't see it, goddammit, I can't see it. I can't see it with bifocals, trifocals, quadfocals. I can't see it with laser surgery. I'm sorry. Give me a microscopic lens, I still can't see it. I can't see it, y'all. I cannot see Jaron Ennis being the face of boxing ever. Ever. He's not the goods like that. I'm not saying he ain't talented, but as far as his personality goes, his personality, you might as well put him in the same boat Bud was in when he didn't want to mess with the media. But the wild part about Jaron Ennis is that he has no personality. He just don't have a personality. Nor, in my opinion, does he have the total confidence to go out here and put on a show, fight after fight after fight after fight, to prove to the people that he is that special fighter. It goes on to say in this article, after the carnage, Boots and his promoter Eddie Hearns, okay, stay with me, called out WBC interim 154-pound champion Virgil Ortiz Jr., saying they want him next. Surprisingly, they were aiming low in the food chain, wanting the small game instead of targeting the filet mignon. Terrence Crawford, that's the one that would have made a lot more sense. Williams' viewpoint, go for the apex predator. Who's the apex predator, you say? The way Ennis looked tonight, he had beaten the 38-year-old Crawford and make him look just as easy. He looked good enough that he could make easy work of the Omaha native and bring him down to earth. That's who he should fight. Should have fought. I would have gone for the big name if it were me. So understand one thing, y'all, family. Look at this. If you go back up here, Chris Williams, the Crawford hater, he could not get through an article without mentioning Terrence Crawford's name. But I look at it like this. If you're going to speak on anyone, let's just say, for instance, we're talking boxing, and you're Boxing News 24, and you hear Williams, a legitimate certified Crawford hater, speak on Boots' name. Is he really speaking on Boots with sincerity, saying that he would have beat Crawford? Because he never gave Crawford enough credit to basically place him in any universe outside of where we at. He said the Omaha native and bring him down to earth. How is he nowhere other than down here on earth? Because the way Chris Williams speak of Crawford, he's just an Omaha native. He's nothing special. And he's always been grounded in his career. Anything to say different, you don't know shit about boxing. That's what I get from Chris Williams. How could Crawford be anywhere but here when it comes to his viewpoint? They saying Boots should have fought Crawford, but when Crawford would want to fight Spence, They were still saying he should fight a common opponent of Spence. Why? Because they say Spence would beat everybody on Crawford's resume. So therefore, Crawford fought the Kell Brook and the Sean Porter. Here we go with Jaron Ennis. It doesn't notarize the same standard. Avanesian don't count. Avanesian does not count. Okay? Period. That don't count as a common opponent. That's just you nitpicking the leftovers just like a catfish at the basin. Just like a crab. Just like the shrimp. You're just nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? You're a bottom feeder. Now they calling out Virgil Ortiz. I like Virgil Ortiz Jr. One thing I like about Virgil Ortiz is that he goes in there an actual fight. Virgil Ortiz, when he was at a 47, he said, I want all the big names. And I believed him until his team said, hey, Virgil, calm down. You know, he has some, health issues going on behind the scene. I like Virgil Ortiz, man. I do. I like Virgil Ortiz. Jaron Ennis called himself calling out Ortiz next. Do y'all believe it? Do you all believe that Ennis is going to fight Virgil Ortiz next? Do you believe it? Do y'all have faith that he's going to fight Virgil Ortiz next? Let me get over here to the comments. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, y'all. Boots is like a cheap pair of work boots. 35 jobs, no dirt. For this job, those boots ripped because the job was too hard. Hey, man, you on fire, bro. You on fire. That was a good point. Ortiz fought better competition. You're actually right. Yeah, Clay had a good point up there, man. I will give Virgil his salute. Virgil Ortiz has fought better competition, and he's faced adversity and shown that he can fight out of adversity. I thought he did a great job with fighting Madrimov, man. I mean, I love seeing Virgil Ortiz in the ring. Real talk. I might talk my shit about him and his chin, but when it comes down to what I look for in a scrap, man, come on. I said this a long time ago, man. I mean, Virgil Ortiz, when he was there, I was like, hey, I want to see Boots and Virgil Ortiz. I mean, he's about to smoke. Virgil Ortiz is about to smoke, yo. He is about to smoke. But that BUT there, but why can he not get the title condition? Why can he not get the ticket, man? Anyway, back to Boots, man. Absolutely, hence why I like Virgil better than Boots. Man, I'm not here to say who I like better between Boots, Virgil, Boots. If you want to talk about entertainment value, fight the fight, I got to go with Virgil. Then you have to look at the paperwork. Who has had the better consignment? Who has had the better contractual signing when it comes to making money and getting a title shot? Boots Ennis has. Virgil has all this talent, skills. He showed up on the proving grounds with his Madrimov fight. Tough, durable fighter. Been in there with a Bakram. You know, I mean, he showed that he's tough, but somehow, some way, he's not a reigning champion of a legitimate sanctioned body yet. So now, Boots has the opportunity to go in there and fight Virgil Ortiz. Don't ask me my prediction on that. I'll get around to that later, because I really thought that I'll see Jaron Ennis fight Brian Norman Jr., before Virgil Ortiz. I really did. I really thought that would be a great unification bout. But deep down in my heart of hearts, Ennis, Hearns, Eddie Hearn, and every other role player that's in that circle, they felt, no doubt about it, that Brian Norman Jr. would be a tough fight. If Boots would have fought and Norman landed the left hand like Lima, Ennis would have hit the canvas, man. We all know that Boots wouldn't have took that risk to go in there and fight Norman like he would have did and fight Norman like he did Lima. We all know Boots wouldn't have did that shit. We know that absolutely to be true. No matter what people think, he wouldn't have went in there and went all out in the first round against a heavy puncher like Norman Jr. Alexander in the building. What's good? What's good? Blue Hustle in the building. What's good with you, big dog? Look, great question. Clay said, WCS, how do you see Virgil Boots playing out right now? Tough fight. Tough fight. Tough fight. Going off, in my opinion, Madrimov is a better opponent than anyone that Boots have had right now. Any one of them. Stantionis, all of them, Karen, all that. Madrimov was a better opponent. I have to go off past performances. Like I said, I didn't want to give no predictions. But if you ask me how I see it playing out, it's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. I cannot say just because Ennis was a former champion at 147 pounds that he's going to go over here and dominate Virgil. I like Virgil Ortiz as a fighter. His mentality, his dog nations mentality, I like it. Ennis, in my opinion, when it comes to dog nations, he has the flair. He knows how to shine. He has the skill set. But I've seen Virgil stunt and shine and illuminate a bit brighter than Ennis when it comes to quality opposition. I haven't seen Ennis with quality opposition like Virgil that fight through adversity. So, of course, my edge is going to be the Virgil Ortiz. When you talk about Boychuk fighting, man, that was a hell of a freaking fight. When we talking about Madrimov, man, come on, man. And all those other fights that Virgil Ortiz has had, that was very tough fights for him. He has a better resume than Ennis. Based off performance value, I have to go and give the edge to Virgil Ortiz. Period. There's no way in hell you're gonna say, well, WCS, you the one that gave Jerron Ennis a 415 FICO score, but you won't give Virgil Ortiz the credit. No, I do. I give Virgil Ortiz the edge right now if him and Boots was to fight. I have very little confidence. It don't matter about my skin color, none of that. I don't want to hear no bullshit about no mother effing skin color. No one's gonna tell me how to pick a fighter. Because when I was rooting for my dark-skinned brothers, Wilder, Crawford, people had something to say about it. A lot. They try to plot, scheme. They don't want you on your channel. So don't come up here saying, oh man, you should be a little bit more, understanding. Show some empathy. I've given Boots a low FICO score for a reason, and I'm right. I'm absolutely right. He's proven me right. The way he got the IBF belt, the way he selected Stantionis. Virgil ain't had no easy road, bro. Virgil Ortiz is going to be a tough fight for freaking Ennis. And Ennis is going to be a tough fight for Virgil. But when it comes to tenaciousness, in my opinion, oh, man. When it comes for that grit, I done seen Virgil more times than I seen Ennis. You know what I'm saying? When I seen Virgil fighting in the storm The motherfucking thunder, lightning. You know what I'm saying? High winds, debris coming at his ass. Virgil fought out of adversity. The way he fought consistently round for round against Madrimov, man, please stop it. Ain't nobody gonna tell me to sit up here. Man, that's your Philly brother. Man, Ennis, right now, to me, man, he is not a bad person. I don't like him as a person. But as a boxer, he is a farce to me. He is an overhyped fighter. You overhyped, man. I don't have no hate or disdain for him as a person. But if you telling me, okay, you're gonna, it's locked in, it's gonna happen with you and Virgil Ortiz. I just hope Virgil, he doesn't have no health problems, no stomach ailments, and it's gonna be hard for me to bet against Virgil. I ain't gonna lie, I'm just being honest, y'all. It's gonna be hard for me to bet against him. Trey Williams, what's good with it? I see you in the building. Omaha, stand up. Omaha boxing on deck. Salute the boom boom. That wild stuff won't work on Bud. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, B said, Jerome gonna get himself hurt. Hey, man, you know that shit, just like BG said, I looked at the replay over and over again of the stoppage. Majority of those punches, the barrage of punches that Boots was sending down range, did not hit the target. Did not hit the target. The referee was right there looking, knowing damn well that those punches wasn't doing nothing. It wasn't doing nothing. I pretty much lined this up somewhat similar to Tony Weeks stopping the fight. Rolando Romero and Israel Barroso. You know what I'm saying? Rolly punches wasn't doing anything to Barroso, and Tony Weeks stepped in. And you look, people, you know good and damn well I put this out there. The third man in the ring and those three outside the apron will always be influences to boxing history, both good and bad. Both good and bad. Through victory and through the agony of defeat. Those four entities right there will always Picasso boxing history, however they see fit, with the big fights to the small fights. Mostly what we know is the bigger fights. They will always have that brush in their hand, and they will always be able to influence. You know what I'm saying? The referee will always. We seen it with freaking Steve Willis, with Tank Davis. We seen this shit. We seen this with Tony Weeks. Tony Weeks was the same referee who was there for Badu Jack and Marcus Brown. I was there for that fight. Bloody. He had a vertical cut down his forehead. Blood everywhere. He didn't stop that fight. But he want to stop Romero versus Barroso just so Rolando can title, so they can sell a big fight. They screwed that old man. They screwed him, yo. Blue said, why was Boots so excited after the fight like that? He was acting like he won a real title. When people get used to putting on a show there, Blue, it's just like back in the day when I was coming up, we had talent shows. I mean, just to get on stage and be a part, be considered the talent, whoever your dance crew was, whatever you was doing up there, people want to be a part of the show. They want to be a part of the show. Ennis, to me, he just felt like, I gave Philly. He might truly believe he fought somebody of top tier status. He looks at it like a lot of people look on a regional tier fight. You have a lot of ghost glovers. I did an article on this, ghost gloving, where you see fighters come in off the couch and they get knocked out, and sometimes you never see them again. But the fighter who knocked them out knew they wasn't nothing, knew they was a subpar mediocre fighter. And they're celebrating in their backyard. Oh my God. They jumping all over the ring road. They're running to corner. It's almost like Boots, man. Like he's celebrating that shit. It was nothing to celebrate, bro. Why would you bring a fighter of that caliber to Philly for the main event and have people waiting and stop him in the first round? You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? Why could you just let him get to the second or third round? You brought Philly fans there to see you fight. And you got that man up out of there in 118 seconds. Man, I don't appreciate that. Real talk. I don't appreciate that at all. Oh, so Lima was a repairman? I mean, at one point in time, Josh Padley was the electrician. Hey, they got to work, don't they? They got to work, don't they? I mean, let's give them credit for having employment. Boots need a tune-up. More like tires being changed. Man, I put it more so like your wiper fluid being changed. Because all you did was wipe back and forth a little bit, and you can see a speck over here, wipe that out, spray some more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I think your fluid's good. I topped it off again. I cleaned your windshield off, all that shit. The fight was over. Let's get to another one, okay? Hold on for a second. I don't know why this has been acting up, but maybe. Hold on for a second. Give me a minute, y'all. NYT in the building. What's good? I ain't see you over there, bro. I'm bringing this up right quick, y'all. Okay, let me bring this up right here. I don't know what was up with this. Maybe it's just boxing scene. Okay, let me get that comment from there. Boots is yet to face a puncher. Facts. Yeah, he's yet to face a top tier opposition either. Okay. Let's go back to Boxing News 24, right? It said Ennis crushes Lima in 118 seconds. Philly Phenom, y'all, scores double knockdown. A Philly Phenom. This is by Ken. Okay, I'm gonna get past that. Statement made at 154. I find this interesting. Okay. Ennis in the first round. In the first round, Ennis dropped Lima with the combination on the chin, starting with the right uppercut for an 8 count from referee Sean Clark. He followed with a flurry of punches, dropping Lima a second time for an 8 count. Ennis then followed up with a blistering combination, resulting in referee Clark waving it off. A statement. Who's giving statements? Somebody snitching that you bamboozling boxing? Let's look at something new. No, they're not even part of the freaking Ennis. You know what I'm saying? They was more. Look, this Guido freaking fight right here was much better than the main event with the heavyweights. They was much better than the main event, yo. Seriously. Look at this, man. Let's just take a quick look here. This is Ennis, man. This is Jaron Ennis, man. The boots that never leave beneath the bed. They never leave. These boots are under there fresh, just like Gumbo said. These boots are fresh, unblemished, until they get in a tough fight and they fall apart. Ennis has to give us better than what he's been giving us. This is unacceptable. I know boxing is going through changes right now. I know we're up here hoping and wishing anticipation. We know. We just was waiting on a fight, and now the fight is off. You already know what it is. But that is Jaron Ennis right there. He has 35 professional wins, and this is the person who was clout chasing the hell out of Crawford, but told the world that he needed a tune-up. This man reiterated that he desires, y'all, a tune-up. This is supposed to be the wrecking machine, the phenom, the one that everybody has a halo over. Oh, shine your light over there. Shine your light. There you go, right there. There you go, right there. And this is the dude that had on a chinchilla in California when it was damn near 90-some degrees outside. Something ain't right. Something isn't right. I'm telling you, something isn't right. If you're telling me I'm wrong, that Jaron Ennis would never be the face of boxing, I'm going to immediately tell you that I don't care, and I totally understand that you may be under influence of something really, really strong. Whether you consider it to be a recreational drug, right, or something that your family doctor prescribed to you. No one will ever convince me, a man that said he was going to be undisputed in 4 divisions, and the current division that he was in at the time, he decided to depart after Norman. I mean, when Norman took flight over there to Japan, and that fight could have been the talk of the town. We could have been talking about the unification at 147. But now all of a sudden, a fighter who said they had no problem, it was easy making weight, they get to a point and say, no, I want to move it to 154. But guess what? I'm coming from a place of sincerity. My heart has been burdened with this secret. I've been trying to fight for the people at 147, but now the scale has become my nemesis. The scale has registered numbers that have made it tough for me to remain at 147 pounds. I apologize to the people. Jaron Ennis said he needed to move up to 154 pounds ASAP. I cannot campaign there and for a future fight with Norman. I have to move at 254. But, hold up. I need a tune up. I need my tires checked, oil changed, my wiper fluid, transmission. I need everything checked. Eddie, please. Come on. Do me this one, buddy. Give me 2 tune-ups. It's a guy, a fighter, that is currently an email champion at 154 pounds. He just became the email champion. And he has made it clear that he'll fight Ennis. Of course you will. Barrio. Let's look up a bass. A bass. Okay. Let's look him up for a second. Let's give him a little bit of attention. AT&T style. Reach out and touch him just a little bit with understanding. He is 30 years of age. Oh, that paycheck is looking really good right now. He has a total of 18 fights, 17 wins, and 1 loss. 5'9.5". Okay. Orthodox fighter. He's from Germany. All right. That's Barrio. Okay. Let's go to his box rec. And of course, I'm going to share screen with my people. Because we need to do a little bit of research of this guy who potentially may be a future opponent of Jaron Ennis. Why? Because he loves taking mediocre fights. So here's Barrio. Okay, here's the guy. The man who said he'll fight. Of course you will. Let's go down his resume. Okay. If you don't know, he went the distance August 25 with Yo-Yo. Okay. He dropped Yo-Yo in round 12. Should he get some bragging rights? Will Ennis find him just a little bit too dangerous? You know? Who else is down here? Sam Eganton. Majority decision win. This man lost. His last time losing was during the pandemic against Jack Kulke. Should we give this man a little bit of credit? Should WCS say, oh, that'll be a good fight for Ennis? All I'm saying is this dude has some toughness about him. I will give him that. He has some toughness. But I would rather see Jaron Ennis fight somebody who have been proven. Like, I would like for Ennis, who mentioned Sebastian Fundora. Okay. Xander Zayas. Murtazalayev. I would have loved to see Ennis fight these guys. Virgil Ortiz. You cannot leave them out of the equation. But from my understanding, when it comes down to Ennis selection process, do y'all believe he's going to fight Virgil Ortiz? Do y'all believe it? Do you believe that he's truly going to fight Virgil Ortiz? Do you think if Sebastian Fundora was available that he will fight Sebastian Fundora? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I would be highly surprised if Ennis ever steps in the ring with Fundora. I'll be highly surprised, bro. Just the fact of seeing him help out Canelo Alvarez to beat Crawford, and it didn't happen, and he said he didn't watch the fight. Come on, bro. I'll be surprised to see him step in there with Xander Zayas. Hell, I'd be surprised to see him step in there with any of these guys. I don't care if he called up Virgil Ortiz. You think Lima got extra cash behind the scenes for the act last night? No, I just think he got his bag of marbles. They gave him a bag of marbles and some bubblicious chewing gum. You know, he didn't get nothing extra. He got his paycheck, a bag of marbles and some bubblicious, and say, "Go on about your way." That's all. Why would they have to give him extra? Why would they have to give him extra? Why? Why would they have to give lima beans extra? Have you ever went to a freaking restaurant? Hey, let me ask y'all this. Have y'all ever went to a buffet? Let's just say Golden Corral. And the food is so good that the out of every a la carte, an entree that you eaten in that restaurant, you went back and asked the cook, hey, or someone that was serving the line, hey, is there any way that you can let me know when the next batch of lima beans are coming out? Oh, I love them. They're so delicious. Even though I have to chase it with sweet tea, I think I drunk about 3 to 4 barrels of sweet tea. When do you think we'll have a fresh batch of lima beans? Oh, it'll be 30 minutes? Oh my God, I'm going to wait. It's worth the wait. No, humanly impossible. People are not asking for lima beans. So they're like, man, go do what you do. They were looking at it like, hey, Boot's supposed to go in there and make this happen regardless. Why should we pay lima beans to go in there and fight? Not to fight. Boot should have went in there and stunning on him. If he went in there and fought Karen 12 rounds, right, and 2 fights, there's no reason why they should provide incentives, concessions for freaking lima beans. He literally went in there and landed a couple of shots, and that was it. So disappointing. So disappointing. Collins in the building. What's good with it, bro? Team Ennis is still the biggest scam in boxing. All smoke and mirrors. They are fighting a Baz Baru next. Then no name Mandos. Watch. Okay, check this out. If it wasn't Collins, maybe I have a problem with it if I was on the other side of Jerron Ennis, but I don't see a deficiency in what he's saying. I don't find it to be disrespectful. I don't find it to be just trash talking at the end of the day. Because it's highly possible that they will not face Virgil Ortiz next. I don't find it offensive that he said what he just said. Because just when you think Ennis is about to fight somebody of quality, somebody of who've earned that right to be in the conversation of Ennis, someone who has the paperwork, that's not it. Ennis has shown us no, he's all about the hocus pocus. He all about letting the puppet master Eddie Hearns pull his strings and give him a name, and he's like, that's the next pony. I called everybody else. Everybody, they ducking me. Duck. Don't nobody want to hear anybody ducking Ennis anymore. I am so perturbed. That's who Boots gonna fight next. Anybody? I mean, another nobody. Hey, I'll tell you, don't listen to anything Boots says and take it for truth. You know what I'm saying? Take it. Don't do it, man. Don't hurt your own feelings. Don't haze yourself. Eddie Hearns would do anything and everything to tell Boots what need to be said. You know what next? What's his next move? And right now, after this fight, Boots is going to disappear. He's going to go back into the walls of the gym. You know, he got a little bit of clout. You know, taking a frame with Canelo Alvarez before Crawford. Crawford beat his ass, and now Boots is looking even more stupid. He goes in there and fight a guy named Yuiz Lima. And then say he want the whole 154-pound division, and we don't believe you, bro. It ain't no way in hell we believe you. We don't buy it. We won't buy that with a peso. We won't buy that with 100 yen. We won't buy it, yo. We won't buy that with monopoly money, man. We ain't believing when he said he gonna fight the best. No, man. You turned down Virgil when you was at 47 to fight at 54 because you just didn't feel like getting into training camp. You just said, no, that's too tough right now. That's not in the plans, buddy. That's not in the plans. Even though I'm going to get paid the most money that I ever got paid. That's not in the plans. That's Virgil at the end of the day. That's too tough. Daddy. Hey, Daddy, did you hear the news? Virgil wants to fight me. Did you get in contact with Eddie and tell him we don't want to fight? Come on. Get Toto. I mean, we need to go walk down the Yellow Brick Road. We're going to see Oz. Hey, Oz, we need for you to make sure this fight doesn't happen. We off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Come on, y'all. Stop it. What's wrong with y'all, man? What's wrong with y'all? Stop it. Lima Bean's about to fade off into the scullery. They're going to put the remaining leftovers into the trash. Management is going to get a call and say, you know, we don't want to see him nowhere on the serving line again. You know what I'm saying? No, we lost business at the end of the day. But we had some people asking when we're going to bring out a fresh batch of lima beans. Yeah, because they wanted to feed it to their pets when they got home. Okay? That's what they want to do. I've been here too long. They wanted to put it in a goddamn plastic bag and feed it to their pets. Yeah, the economy is bad right now. What's going on to the OG Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz? What's good with it, Bruce? Bruce be lying his ass off. No shit, yo. I'm just feeling some type of way about this cat, man. No, nothing personal, but damn, I just no. I do want to give a shout out to Zaquin Moses. I want to give a shout out to Zaquin Moses, man. You know, he's an entertaining fighter. He does have a long ways to go, just like anybody in his position that's coming up through the ranks from youth to an adult, man. You know, shout out to Zaquin for going in there and getting another win. Shout out to you, man. Real talk. Shout out to you. But that main event was something beneath. I can't even call that fight, that main event, Jaron Ennis and Yuiz Lima, trash. I can't call it trash because it's a possibility of trash depending on what type of trash and what we're talking about, the material that is from. It could be recycled. You know what I'm saying? It could be recycled. But I'm speaking more so that fight right there was more so something dealing with bacteria. This is more so, you know, when horses are pulling carriages when they decide to take a dump. We're talking about you running up on the backside of a hippo and touching on his hindquarters, and they release a spray of fecal putrid. Okay, all over the place. They spray you down. That was not trash. That was something way more nasty. fungi, bacteria. This was defecation on boxing, yo. Boxing is already in the toilet as we know it. All Ennis did was take a shit. That's all Ennis did last night is just take a shit. This man brought Philly a plate of lima beans and try to tell them, no, it's pinto beans, shawty. Barbecue pinto beans. And look, I know I ain't have no meat. But man, hey, some of them gonna be green, some of them gonna be goddamn brown. Just look at it all the same. And make sure you get a Coke, a Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Mellow Yellow, Mountain Dew. Get something to chase it down, yo. Bud Light. The one thing about it, you can make sure anything you thought that might have stopped you up, that little constipation, all that shit gonna be gone by the time you get home. Them lima beans gonna have you shitting all over boxing. Oh yeah. How could you bring a fighter of this caliber home to Philly? They didn't deserve this shit. Philly didn't deserve this shit, y'all. I'm being absolutely sincere. Philly boxing do not deserve the shitty ass opponents that Boots Ennis is bringing to that footprint, yo. They don't deserve it, man. I remember one point in time they talk about, you hear these people talking about how Norman Ham did anything in Georgia with opponents and all that. I mean, come on. We wouldn't want to see this. We definitely won't want to see this. 2 Karens, an Avanesian, a Stanthionis. Come on, yo. And this is signing with Matchroom? You brought us 2 Karens? You brought us 2 Karens, yo. And you're trying to convince the Philly fight fans, oh, I thank everybody for coming out. Yo, boxing ain't easy. I thank everybody. Tukey, Ray, Hat Paint, Lil 12, 42 Glock, Paco. I like to thank everybody who came out. It's going to get better, y'all. It's going to get better. I just got to get my confidence up. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Uiz Malima was a tough opponent. I just was too good for it tonight. I just said, I'm going to go in there and let it all hang out. He was a hard puncher. He only lost once. I just thought I need to go in there and jump outside my comfort zone and take him out. And that's what I did. Man, shut up, man. Greg Hackett, YSM, man, y'all know goddamn well. And I always say this, I like YSM as a person. He happened to have the pleasure of being over there in that fight camp. But goddamn it, Jamil, I know there's moments when you're sitting in there looking in the mirror and you say, goddamn, I need to see what the housing market is outside of this motherfucker ASAP. Majority of my content, this nigga ain't it. And I just don't know how to tell him goodbye. He started to get boys to men, but they ain't available no more. It's so hard to say goodbye to one. They ain't available no more. They too old. They too old, y'all. I know Jamil want to leave Philly, yo. If you check his phone right now, he been looking at properties elsewhere, man. He said, man, I can't do this, man. I can't sit up here and continue to have that zombie look on my face when people ask me questions. Hey, YSM, do you think that opponent, Uiz Malima, you think that was something that Philly, should have, for the main event, you think that should have been his opponent in the main event, yo? Come on, man. Man, but shout out to YSM, man. Real talk. Salute to him. He a hard ass worker, yo. Shout out to Greg Hackett. Greg Hackett know what it is. Greg Hackett know what it is, man. For real. Greg Hackett know he been sitting up there hoping the UFO pick his ass up tonight. He want to escape ASAP. Greg Hackett saw that finish in the first round. Then Mo closed his laptop and went back to doing what he was doing, yo. Come on, man. Come on, stop. Colin said, keep in mind, Lima Purse with 250K. He was the number one option from the start, I bet. Wow. They gave this man two and a half, yo. They gave Lima Beans 2.5 for that bailout. Pop the hatch. He was part of the paratrooper, the Portugal paratroopers, goddamn unit. That man came in the ring with a shoot on his back. Time he started catching a little bit of goddamn resistance. Pop the hatch. Pop the hatch. That man was looking for a way out, yo. Damn. That's crazy, man. They even brought up Mel Charlo. Oh, man, good one. Listen, Bruce, everybody in the chat, thanks for bringing that up. He absolutely, that's how much I've been thinking about Jamel Charlo, for real. But appreciate you bringing it up. I am not a Mel Charlo fan, but I will be if he fight Boots. Because just like the OG said, man, Boots is not fighting no Mel Charlo. Come on, man. You know damn well Boots ain't fighting no goddamn Mel Charlo. This dude is the biggest pump faker in the sport of boxing. I will look at a Jess Ban Rodriguez fight 20 million times straight and turn down any offer for me to watch an Ennis fight once. WCS, the offers went up. Okay, this is not gonna. You might want to take it. You might want to get on this. You know what I'm saying? We're offering you $17.50 just to watch a boost. No, I'm not gonna do it. Oh my God, man! Come on, man! This is over paying for you to watch. Okay, I get it, but I'm not. I don't want $17.50. I don't want to watch it. I watched Jahad Tucker fight 30 million times before I watched one Ennis fight. It's not gonna happen, bro. He couldn't even get Avanesian up out of here, and people was up here acting like, "Oh man, he still got it done." You all up here that's saying Jerron Ennis did what he's supposed to do, or that's the way it's supposed to turn out. Kudos, but you know very well, as I said earlier, that Philly fans don't deserve the quality of opposition that Jerron Ennis has been bringing to their backyard when it comes to boxing. There's no way. We're not gonna do this, man. We're not gonna act like Ennis shouldn't be held accountable for this bullshit. We're not gonna do it, man. They will only fight Charlo coming directly off a layoff. If Charlo gets a tune-up, they won't fight him. Yeah, I mean, I don't see Ennis defeating Charlo, to be honest. Now, of course, if we talk about the Charlo that went in there and fought Canelo, anything is possible. But man, I can't even talk about Charlo that much because, for one, like the OG said, that fight ain't happening. That's too tough of a fight for Ennis. It's not happening. It's not happening at all, yo. It's Not happening. All these names: Mel Charlo, Sebastian Fondora, Bayou, whatever his name, Barayu, Murtazalayev. He ain't fighting no. Hey, you ain't fighting no Murtazalayev, nigga. Stop playing. Virgil Ortiz. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Eddie, come here, Eddie. Is it happening? Who? Ortiz. What we have here. Just give me a moment. We'll talk about it later. You know what I mean? We're not going to discuss business in front of the public, in front of millions. Boots is the biggest star in boxing. Crawford ran away from Boots. He ran away from Boots. Point blank, period. 154 pounds. Because he would have absolutely destroyed Crawford. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Don't nobody believe that shit. After seeing the whooping he put on goddamn Spence, y'all still wasn't convinced. Then he goes out there with Nello. Oh, hello. I ain't watched the fight. I understand you say you didn't watch the fight, but it's hard for me to believe. I'm not trying to. I didn't watch the fight. But I know Ennis, but as a fight fan and you as a boxer, you had to watch it because you helped him spar and get ready. You was being a hater. I didn't watch it. We done here. Hey, shut it down. Cut off the lights and we're done. I'm serious. I didn't watch the fight. I'm not lying to you. I didn't watch. Where y'all going? I didn't watch the fight, y'all. Come back. I need y'all. I need some exposure. I'm about to go dormant for the next 8 weeks until I find out who I fought, who I'm gonna fight. Come on now. Come on, man. Come on. If you hey, okay, I get it. Now hit me in the DM if y'all find some fighters that's been out the ring who has about 1 or 2 losses. You know what I'm saying? They had a secondary belt to their name. Just hit me in the DM and make sure their weight is around 154 to 160 pounds. That's what we want. They can be coming off injury, anything. They can have 1 arm. We don't care. Please hit me in the DMs. Mr. Tune-Up. Mr. Tune-Up. Goddamn R. Kelly, where you at when we need you? You need to do a song, Kales. Kales need to do a song on this dude. He need to do a song, bro. Albanese was in Boots camp. His next fight. That fight was a political stoppage to satisfy a Bud narrative. Damn. Shout out to Neezy in the building. What up, Neezy? Man, nobody's cheering for Boots, man. You know, them people saying, oh, he did. You know, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to get them up out of there. The punches wasn't landing. And for $250K, Lima proved that he was there to pop the hatch. He was a part of the paratrooper, the Portugal paratrooper unit. He came in the ring with a pack on his back. Inside that pack was a chute. Damn. I guarantee they go after the email champ with the least amount of fights and still green. Man, come on, man. Put your money on that. Come on, put your money over that on that, man. He don't want that Virgil Ortiz smoke. You don't want it, bro. You don't want the Virgil Ortiz smoke. He does not want the Virgil Ortiz smoke, y'all. Ennis is one of the biggest hype jobs in boxing. That's why he's the only fighter that I've ever given a boxing FICO score to repeatedly. I saw this long time ago, yo. I never gave EJ a boxing FICO. I never gave any other boxer a boxing FICO besides Jaron Ennis. And I never was hating. I just felt like, man, this dude is going to be under the spotlight. He's going to get some traction here and there. but he ain't him. They think he him, but it's something else. Like it's not like all the fighters in the camp over there. It's him. It's just him. He's who he is. I will watch a Stephen Fulton, Cool Boy Steph fight before I watch an Ennis fight. I will watch an Andy Cruz fight. It's just other fighters over there in that stable that I will watch besides Ennis. And Ennis supposed to be the big dog, but no, he ain't. Cool Boy Steph. Hey, I'm just saying. Eddie Hearns is trying to make and milk Jerron Ennis like a Philly heifer. Like a Philly heifer, bro. He's trying to milk that dude. Trying to get all that milk up out of there. We waiting for somebody to take him to the next level. Man, come on, man. Come on. If you keep on talking about taking him to the next level, and we talking about gymnasium bleachers, and y'all here climbing up 2 bleachers, hopping down to the floor. Oh, well, this is the only opponent we can get. And then they climb up. It's 4 bleachers. Oh, jump down to the floor again. Oh, here we go. Jump up 2 bleachers. Oh, jump back down to the main floor again. This is the only opponent we can find. Eddie said it. Man, come on, yo. We are so sick and tired of being sick and tired with Ennis, yo. We sick and tired of this dude, man. Not as a person, but as a fighter. Something ain't right, man. He went in there just swinging away, just recklessly swinging away at Lima. And he looked sloppy. Shout the Trick in the building. What up, WCS in the chat? Previously, when I seen Lima, I said he built like Anthony Yard. Heavenly muscle and can punch. But he laid down like Las Vegas Hooker last night. I didn't like the stoppage. True words, man. Like, yeah, you can have genetics and you can have the physique. But like Anthony Yard, he's always in shape. But we have seen him lose in the big fights. I wasn't looking too much at the 6-pack or his physical composition. I didn't care anything about that. I just knew that it wasn't going to be too much of a fight. Yep, Custio Lima. That is. Ooh, that is. Because we know Custio Clayton. He could have came in there and did way, way better than he did. And boy, he laid down like silk sheets straight out the package. He sure enough did. You are not lying. Custio Clayton, boy, he laid down for freaking Boost, didn't he? That's absolutely right, man. He laid down for that. Shout out to Facts Over Feeling. He said Boots called everyone out, but even said he would go up to 168, but he never uttered the name Crawford. Man, hey, Crawford beat up a lot of people that wasn't even in the ring when he fought Spence and Canelo. He beat them up because they was pretty much too close to the screen. And the ones that was in person, they was up there daydreaming. They was locked in. You know how I get when you're negatively locked in to see someone go and you wish bad on them. I mean, you zone the fuck in. Nobody can even get your attention. That's how Crawford beat up a lot of haters. Because he wiped away freaking their favorite fighter in Spence, and then he went for the top, the creme de la creme, the grand poobah, the grand Donna, the Don Dada, the face of boxing. And now these cats, they don't know how to recover from that shit, man. Boots said he was looking for Crawford since 2018, but you still looking for him? You said you was looking for him since 2018 and you still looking, nigga. You even look for him to help Canelo spar and then turn around and say, nah, man. At the end of the day, you can ask Pops, man. I didn't see the fight. What were you doing? Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was in the alley in Philly, man, playing some handball against this bum. You know what I'm saying? I said, I need to get ready for my next fight. So what better, time to go up here and pick a regular bum off the street and show him how good my reflexes are. Yeah, I was bad. I was out playing handball with a bum, and then I bought him some whiskey after it. I felt good. I was loose and shit. I beat him. I beat him 12 rounds to zip, yo. We played each round 3 minutes a round in handball. He wasn't on my level, dog. And he used to box as a kid. I think he said his last fight was like 6 years old. Psh, I'm going to call BoxRec right now and see can they put that on my record. Boots is about to be 50-0 fighting bombs, in my opinion. If he decides, I'm going to tell you, like, Boots will take a couple of L's before he gets 40-0. It's all about to come to the light. It's all about to come to the light. And look, I don't have no problem with people saying you was this, that, and the other. I'm saying before, his next 5 fights, he might take a couple of L's. I've never put that out there on any fighter. I know for sure he's going to take 1 L. Now, that's if he has quality opposition. If he chooses not to have quality opposition and he continue to face mediocre fighters in Philly, then that's the Philly fans continue to come out. The Philly fans may look at him as a freaking club fighter. While the exterior, from Philly to the outer world, per match room, they may continue to have some casuals out here that look at Boots as a next up. Someone was telling me the other day about Boots, kind of being a contender still. When it comes to 154 pounds, like no one really said that about Crawford. When Crawford moved up to 47, his first fight was a title fight. Boots moving up to 154 in his debut, fighting Yuisma Lima. Is he the next? He will be considered a title contender, right? Because as much as they criticize the shit out of Crawford, they cannot emulate what Crawford has done and succeeded in. They haven't been able to do it, yo. Jaleel Hackett tried to fight Lima first. Hearns told him he didn't want that belt. What? He turned around and gave the fight to Boots. Oh my God. It's unfortunate. Jaleel Hackett is turning the corner. I like Jaleel Hackett as a fighter. But he too is finding out how the pecking order works, unfortunately. Unfortunately, man. Shout out to the Hackett. Shout out to Bernard Hackett, his pops, man. I like Jaleel Hackett as a fighter, bro. But I can see that happening. Real talk. I can see that. I can see Hearns denying Hackett the fight for Boots to go in there and finish him in the first round and make it look like something exemplified that it ain't. It's not, yo. It's not at all, man. Serious, man. Look, I wasn't trying to come over here and say, well, I'm distraught at the end of the day because this continues to happen. No, I would be distraught if it was one of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? I would be distraught if it was one of my favorite fighters. But I can say Jahad Tucker has a better resume than Boots Ennis. Jahad Tucker at 154 fought a 160-pound ranked number 5 ranked fighter who dropped down from 60 to 54. I mean, people want to look at championships. But then again, we have championships that are emailed to fighters. Not until that fighter proves it against top opposition are they validated. So if he's going to fight an email champion in Barayu, right? Who, in my opinion, based off his resume, he's pretty tough. He's pretty tough. I'm curious to know what direction he's going to take. Him being Jerron Ennis. I want to know which direction Hearns is going to take, because they really burning Ennis's brand all the way down. Like, that shit is smoldering right now. It's smoldering. Like, he running around the ring just because he say, "Oh, I got it done. Hey, I got it done. I won. I did it." For man, come on. Nobody's looking at this the way you are, Boost. It's just bad, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just bad all the way around for me. I just can't get on board with that. Let me see what boxing scene is talking about. Shout out to Makhmudov, man. Makhmudov, he had a little scare late in the fight, but shout out to Makhmudov, man. He came in there and beat Dave Allen. Makhmudov, he had his troubles. It was only a matter of time for that wide stance of his and that flat-footed type of immobility to get exposed. But he did what he's supposed to do, man. He did what he's supposed to do. But let me ask y'all this. Wasn't y'all pretty much upset that Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman is off? Just take a moment to ponder that. Wasn't y'all mad, man? Then y'all just wanted to break some things, but you found out, no, I'm not finished paying on that. No, don't touch that. Then y'all really want to, tussle with some furniture. Then y'all want to tussle with the goddamn family dog, because we was waiting on Fundora Thurman. But wouldn't you know, the fighter in Thurman who has been out the ring with injuries for the longest of time, he is not the recipient of an injury. He is not. Wow. Is it real? Is it something that's premeditated? Are there ulterior motives to this injury? Sebastian Fundora hurts his hand. When has Sebastian Fundora been out of the ring for an injury? Is my question to you. We know Keith Thurman has had multiple stints of hiatuses from boxing for injury. Now, one of the fights we was anticipating has gone. Also, with the Ennis Lima, that's out. Yeah. Let me check on something right quick. Let me check on something. So we have Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley, October 25th. I like that. I can't bet against Joseph Parker right now. I mean, Joseph Parker has been looking better than he did when he fought Joshua to defend his WBO title back in the day. For real. Virgil Ortiz, November 8th, versus Erickson Lubin. I really hope nothing happens with that fight. I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Like I said, I got Virgil Ortiz winning that fight. I got Virgil Ortiz possibly knocking out Erickson Lubin in maybe the fifth or sixth round. Seriously. We all know Erickson Lubin. He has that big cranium, but it's too much airspace for them to give freaking approval for flight. There's too much airspace in there. One that you all may like, especially Blue Hustle and everybody else, Jake Paul versus El Chinchecker. Yeah, 10-round cruiserweight exhibition. Come on now. And they thought a fight like this could never materialize. Stop it. David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the Mexican monster come out. David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard. I want to see that fight in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yes, sir. And the other guy, Inouye versus I'm going. Okay, all right, yeah. Inouye is fighting somebody. I don't know. They say he's undefeated as a freaking department store mannequin. I don't know. He does it pretty good. He can hold himself still. Don't breathe a lick. It's just like the real thing. Yeah. But to everyone, we should do it again. Schofield. Oh, okay. Schofield versus Joe. Damn, Schofield, man. Damn, that's crazy how Schofield, man. You know, I got to give him a little bit of a little grainy. Them fighting Jojo Diaz. Thanks for bringing that up, man. Thanks for bringing that up. I want to check on something. If I'm not correct, if I'm correct, check this out, yo. Okay. Let me see if I'm correct. Currently, he's suspended. Okay. They haven't posted Schofield up next. All right. It's not depicted or recorded on BoxRec as of yet. But peep this out. Jojo Diaz just lost a unanimous decision to Regis Prograis August 2025. August. So that means before that, he fought Jorge Diaz and he won via unanimous decision in an 8-round fight. That was June 21st, 2025. July, August, another quick camp back in there. Regis Prograis, he lost. Now the Schofields are scooping up Jojo Diaz for a pretty good purse, I'm assuming, to fight them. And another, Jojo Diaz is not winning this fight. He's not winning the fight. And check this out. If you want to talk about similar comparisons, all right? Watch this. Because this is actually a format when certain managers are looking for fighters with a decent, solid name for a fight. When they don't want to put their fighters in there with beast. Look, Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer is on a 4-fight losing streak. Check this out. He fought July 2024, came back a little less than 4 months and fought William Cepeda November 2024. Then just 3 months, got back into another fight camp, William Cepeda rematch, March 2025. Okay, all these fight camps, taxing on the body. Then from March 29, 2025, losing to William Cepeda, he jumps right back in camp for a June fight. This is a format of boxing. They do this purposely. They scooped him up again from March to June to fight Floyd Schofield. He got knocked out. Now they doing the exact same thing to Jojo Diaz, but not so much of him coming off a 4-fight losing streak. It's just he's had an extensive amount of fight camps. Those fight camps, Jojo Diaz is out there, getting a check. For real. He's out there getting a check. And expect this fight potentially not to go the distance. Man, because them fight camps ain't no joke, yo. Ain't no joke. He lost to Regis via unanimous decision, in August 2025, man. Them fight camps ain't no joke to get back in there, yo. And Diaz is 32 years of age. Quite a flight from when he went in there with Gary Russell Jr. Quite a little bit of time when he stepped in there with Tevin Farmer. Damn. Shout out to Jessica in the building, the boxing queen on deck. What's good with it, Jessica? Yeah, I think Schofield is gonna stop JoJo, man. Just like um Hami McGill was stopped by Bruno Saras. That was like his 5th fight that year or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Them fight camps are hell on your body, yo. Them fight camps are absolutely tedious. I mean, this it breaks you down, man. It doesn't matter how many ice baths you take. Getting back in fight camp that early without allowing your body to rest, man, your body is not going to conform, and you're going to go in there and get stopped. But a lot of these boxers need that check. They need that check. This might be an early stoppage, just like Tevin Farmer, yo. I'm not mad at the Schofields for doing what they're doing. I'm not mad. Just like I'm not mad that Tank is going out getting a heavy check from Jake Paul. I'm not mad because I see the sport for what it is. I see it as a magic show. It is. I see it as the graveyard of combat sports. That's what I see it as. Real talk. That's what I see it. But shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and Game A-Side official. Until next time, peace. I'm out.